Go.
Hello. Hello. We're live today in the kitchen. We're having our pantry talk. And today we're making some Mexican lasagna. So I wanted to make sure that you can all see me. So we're trying from Facebook and from Instagram today. So I'm Chef Ashley with C.H.O.I.C.E.S. And today we're going to use some items that we have in our pantry and make a Mexican lasagna. So we're going to get started. This will be available for replay on Instagram and Facebook Live. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Or if you want to join me on camera, let me know and we can add you in so you can be part of the conversation. Alright, so we're going to get started. I have done some prep ahead of time for you guys. So I made our super quick chunky tomato sauce, which has roasted red peppers from a jar, diced tomatoes, onion. I add some Mexican spices. I make my own taco seasoning versus buying it in the packet, which usually has a lot of sodium. So I like to make it from scratch, and so I can control how much salt goes in my dish. So here's our sweet, super chunky, quick tomato sauce. And what I've done is I have put cilantro, onions, roasted red peppers, and diced tomatoes in here. And I'm gonna blend it up in our blender. If you have an immersion blender, you're welcome to use that. This also has a couple cloves of garlic, and then I add chili, cumin, granulated onion, granulated garlic, paprika, and a little salt and pepper. So we're gonna take this and throw it in the blender. This is also great to make as a pizza sauce if you just use Italian seasonings instead of Mexican spices. So we're gonna get a lot of this in the pan. And this can be a one-pot dish, and this is also a great freezer meal. Make one, freeze one, so I'm gonna show you how to do that today. So we're gonna take this over to the blender. And I'll be right back, Instagram.
Are you in the shot?
Yes. I'm just gonna pull this up over there. Alright, we have our super quick chunky tomato sauce. And this is also a great base to make a tomato bisque or a tomato soup. So I have that done. And there's still some great things in this pan, so I'm gonna use a little bit of that also. So I have my sauce here. This is one I'm gonna make and put in the freezer. I have one in the oven, getting ready for you guys to see the final product. So this is what I'm spraying. I'm spraying the aluminum pan. I'm using an aluminum pan so that I can put this in the freezer. So I'm gonna take some of my sauce. We're gonna coat it on the bottom. And my ingredients for my lasagna, you can use ground turkey or ground beef or chicken. You wanna make sure you have a lot of liquid in there to keep your noodles or your tortillas. So I'm taking my flour tortillas. When I went to the store, this is the only size they had, which is like a soft taco size. I prefer a fajita size tortilla. So what I'm gonna do is take a couple of these. I usually do, I layer 2 tortillas on each layer so that everyone gets pasta or a tortilla in this case. And I take my I use some ground beef. That's what I had here at the house.
Yeah, Peter, Jerome, and Latara.
Hi Latara, hi Peter, hi Jerome, and we have on Instagram Miss Felicia, and I'm not sure who those others are, but they have joined us. Hello, hello, welcome to the kitchen. So I have my ground beef here already cooked, and so I'm gonna layer that out. And it's like lasagna, multiple layers, and I have some bell peppers, onion, garlic, also again in the same spices. You can mix it up and cook it all at the same time with your ground beef if you want to, or you can cook them separate. So if you want to make several different types, you can. You could add some zucchini or squash to this. You could add some, any kind of vegetables pretty much. I'm going to add some black beans. You could add pinto or kidney, whatever type of bean you like. If you don't like beans, you can leave it out. And then I'm gonna add some cheese. So what I did, because I ran out of my shredded cheese, I had a block of cheddar. So I used my handy little grater here. And I grated some cheese. So I have a little bit of the yellow cheddar and I have some white cheddar I'm gonna mix. You're just gonna sprinkle that around. And grating your cheese is always better than buying your cheese already grated, I feel like. And I like to grate my cheese when it's cold. So for a trick, all I do is spray my grates with a little spray just to keep the cheese from sticking to it. It makes it easier to clean. And cold cheese is best versus warm cheese. If your cheese is too warm, just put it back in the freezer for a few minutes and put your grater in the freezer to chill it, and it'll work perfectly. So we're gonna repeat this. So as you see, I have my little lasagna here, all my toppings. Oh, one last ingredient I forgot about. My spinach. So I take a handful of spinach. If you want to cook your spinach beforehand with your vegetables, you're welcome to do that. I like to just cook it with the lasagna inside of it because it's not gonna take too long to cook it versus some of the other vegetables. And then I go again, my layers, and I press down into my pan to make sure that I don't have a lot of air from the meats and stuff. So I kind of pack it down as much as possible. So you're going to make 2 layers, and you'll have a topping layer. So again, I take a little sauce from my super chunky tomato sauce, and I spread it out. And I will post, you should already have the ingredients, post it on our Facebook and Instagram. I will post how to do it, but as you see, you can see how easy it is. It's just layers. You saute your meat and your vegetables, season them as you go to your taste buds. If you wanted something spicy, you can make that sauce spicy. You can make your meat spicy, however you want to do it. You can add some jalapenos to this. I'm just packing it down. I'm gonna add our vegetables, our beans, and our peppers and onions, and our garlic. Any questions? What do you have in those pantries that you are trying to figure out? You're tired of eating the same old, same old.
Pam and Avery.
Hi, Pam and Avery. And then we're gonna add our spinach on top of our cheese. And then if you like your sour cream baked in, I know some do, or if you like queso, you can also do queso and sour cream, do some dollops, and it will bake in. And again, this is our last layer, so we're gonna close this up. And what I like to do is make like a little quesadilla on the top layer. So I'll take one, pat it in. Instead of putting both at the same time, I'll throw, it's a little hidden surprise, a little treasure chest. I'll take a little cheese, make like a quesadilla with it. And if those case, like for example, I have this piece that didn't grate down all the way, it's all right. I just take it and break it up. It will melt all the same. So I have just a little bit for my quesadilla, and I put the final tortilla on top, pressing it down. And this is gonna go in the freezer, so all those flavors will marinate until you're ready. This will last 60 days in the freezer, but I doubt it will last that long because it's gonna be really good and delicious. Sauce it up. And if you like a little sauce, a lot of sauce, however your family likes it, feel free to add. And I like the red pepper. It just gives it a hint of like, ooh, what's that other than just tomato? That's why I like to use this as a spaghetti sauce also. And you just put a little, you can wait and put cheese on it when you bake it, or you can wait and you can do it before you freeze it so it's ready to go in the oven. So we're gonna go top it so it'll be completely ready when it's time to eat it again. Now let's have that other piece. I'm gonna break it up. All right, as you see, that didn't take long. So we have our Mexican lasagna, and I have made one ahead of time so we can. And then I just put this little cover. I get these from the store. You just put a little cover on it. And what I like to do sometimes is just spray it so nothing sticks. Just a little spray on it so nothing sticks to it. So as you see, it will help. And you can just take this right from freezer to oven without having to thaw it if you wanted to. And you just press down on it and crump the edges. And that didn't take long at all. It takes more time to cook everything and get everything ready than it does to assemble, as you see. So, what have y'all been eating lately at home? What are y'all cooking? What did y'all have for dinner last night? Well, I made some smothered pork chops and garlic roasted mashed potatoes. I took a bone-in pork chop. So this is our final project, our final look. And we will take this and put it in the freezer. And then you just take it and put it right in the oven. So now we're gonna write on top of it, and so everyone knows what it is, so that your family's like, oh, what is this mystery item? No, you wanna label everything before you put it in the freezer with a Sharpie marker. I wouldn't use a pen because sometimes pen fades away. So with a Sharpie or a label maker, make Mexican lasagna and put the date on it so you know when you made it. So there's that. So what I'm gonna do now is take the one we made earlier and pull it out. So I'm gonna move my stuff out of the way. I'm about to bring a hot dish out the oven. And as you see, so some of the spices, we'll go back a little quick to make your own taco seasoning. They have a cumin, we have chili powder, and none of these companies sponsor us, so this is what I have in my pantry. We have paprika. I use a little granulated garlic. I used oregano, black pepper, or you can use cayenne pepper if you want your taco spicy. And then I used some onion powder, granulated onion, and I used some sea salt. So these are great things to keep in your pantry. You always want to make sure when you have your pantry, you don't want anything that has like seasoned salt, garlic salt, because what happens is you add salt on top of salt on top of salt based upon what you have already in your dish. So I like to keep my salt separate from my seasonings and my herbs. So now I'm going to take it out the oven. I got my spatula and fork here so we can taste test.
Handmade cauliflower soup.
Ooh.
And Jerome had hot dogs last night.
Ooh, what type of hot dogs? Did you have anything on those hot dogs? Cauliflower soup? Pam, do you mind sharing the recipe with us? So here we go. Ooh. So I would say this looks pretty good. So this is what it kind of looks like. You want it to get bubbly. I would say I needed just a little bit more sauce, and my tortillas would have been a little harder on the edges, but it will be all right. Those crunchy bits sometimes taste really good. So we're gonna take this, and I would let it cool for a moment, just so that when it's easier to cut. So I did turn the oven off, but you know the oven's still cooking even though it is off because of the residual heat that's sitting in there. So I'm gonna take my spatula and my knife and cut me a piece for you guys. So as you see, my Mexican lasagna. So I'm gonna cut a piece. And this should make about enough for lunch or dinner and leftovers. So you should have enough for a family. And you can have leftovers the next day. So I'm gonna take my fork to help me lift it up because we wanna try to keep it as close to lasagna. Sometimes it's hard, it's usually easier the next day to get perfect pieces. And it's hot, so.
Jerome says he had the boring ones, which is why he's watching this.
So as you see, look at that deliciousness.
Pam says yummy.
So you could, if you're like pescatarian or vegetarian, you can make this with shrimp if you wanted to, or just do some Mexican spiced veggies instead of using meat, or you can use some like veggie crumbles. So what I would do on top of this, and you also gotta remember right now, I know we're at home, we're eating a lot more, so portion size is key. So this is about a portion. You could do this in a muffin cup layer also. Make little circles out of your tortilla. But you don't want to waste tortillas, so you can take those other ones and turn it into like the toast points into do like a fruit salsa with the kids, and use those little crumb edges to make cinnamon churro tortillas, so you don't waste anything. So I'm gonna grab a spoon, stir up our little sour cream here. And if you don't have sour cream, if you have Greek yogurt, I bet your family wouldn't know the difference from Greek yogurt and sour cream if you had it in your house. You can use some plain Greek yogurt too. And then you just do a little dollop. And just pick some off. This is something the kids can do. They can pick the cilantro and put it in your dish. And if you like avocado or guacamole, you can put some guacamole on top. I haven't put guacamole in it before, but that's it. Ta-da! So I'm about to take a bite. Why not? Looks good.
Not sure where the Instagram is.
Huh?
Is it on you?
Mm-hmm. This is really good. All right, folks, there you have it. Our Mexican lasagna. Go make it. Send me a picture. Let me know you tried it, all right?
Go.
All right, thank you so much. And we will see you next week on our Pantry Talk. If you have any questions, comment below. And if you have any, this will be up for replay. Share with your friends. Thank you. Bye-bye.